back, relax, and press play for maximum indie pop. PIC Radio. The future is now.
Strangers talking as winter air falls on my skin. I see your face and I can't shake it. I fall as blood burns within. I can't get it out of my head.
words of violence. They can't whisper, scream, a sonic silence. It's not for fear. I hope it's nowhere near. It's not for real. The sun will never spread the skies again. As anthemed words we should tread. Feel no, our rescue's only up ahead. There's no for loneliness. I think it's somewhere in the wilderness. After love was ever to part ways, and the world has unwound, but never ever spare. I can't never ever spare. I can't. I'm on the road to somewhere. You're on the road to somewhere. We're on the road to somewhere. It's not for real. Someone never split the skies again. If and dimmed words we should tread. You know our rescue's only up ahead. It's not for public crying blue, oh blue. Trying to carry all the sin to
Hey guys, I can hear you, but it's a little quiet. Can you give me some volume? A little more volume, but you're coming through clear. Alright, I'm cool with that. Sounds good. We have about a minute and a half left on this song. Alright guys, 20 seconds left in the song. I'm going to give you a PSA, a PSA and then some sports bet, and then I'll count you in.
As the midterms roll by and the tests and quizzes pile up by the day, if you feel like you're a little in over your head, consider finding yourself a free tutor in the ithaca.edu/tutoring page online, getting yourself matched up with someone in whatever classes you need, and working out times that fit around your schedule so that you can focus on your schoolwork.
Alright guys, we're going in 5, 4, 3.
They were the top team in the Liberty League throughout 2019, but couldn't get out of the first round as they fell to Rochester and had their season cut short. No title, no tournament. Last year it was another #1 seed for the Bombers. They vanquished Rochester in the opening round and took the title game but to overtime, but once again couldn't hold on. Season cut short again, no championship, no NCAAs. Today, the Ithaca College field hockey team rides into the Liberty League semifinals with the second seed in the conference on a quest to rewrite history and win their first Liberty League championship. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Higgins Stadium on the South Hill of Ithaca for pregame coverage of Ithaca College field hockey as the Bombers take on William Smith with a trip to the Liberty League championship game on the line. My name is Tobias Zaboy, and I'm joined by Rocco DiMaio. Rocco, how you feeling today?
Well, this is a great game in front of us that we're about to have today. It's playoff season here on the South Hill. We got field hockey here. On the other side of campus, we have women's soccer going on as well. We have a wrestling tournament over here just behind us, and I mean, you have the great football game tomorrow. That's going to be a determining factor. So playoff season is in full push here on the South Hill, and we're only having just a taste of it right here in front of us.
Even more playoffs going on with volleyball, but right here we've got, that's true, the Bombers field hockey team coming into this game, the #2 seed in the conference, Ithaca College, 14-3 on the season. They are 6-1 in the Liberty League, and they find themselves undefeated at Higgins Stadium. Rocco, what has been the real strengths of this Ithaca College team so far this year?
Well, it's absolutely been just, in general, the amount of offensive pressure that they've been putting on to their opponents throughout the course of the year. I mean, if you look at these stats, the shots by period is absolutely just one of those things that if you're William Smith, I should say, you're looking at this Ithaca team and you're just noticing their offensive pressure. I mean, if you look at these cumulative stats, shots by quarter, Ithaca 50 in the first quarter on average, in the second 64, in the third 81, and in the fourth 74. So overall, you just kind of see this pattern of more aggressive pressure, little by little, quarter by quarter as the game progresses. So one thing about this Ithaca team that I see, they're persistent. They're not going to let off the gas. They're going to try as hard as they can every minute that they have the ball, every minute throughout the game. They're not going to stop. They're going to keep going. They're not going to put their foot on the brake.
Yeah, well, we saw that persistence from this Ithaca team against this William Smith team here at Higgins Stadium just about 2 weeks ago on Senior Day, October the 23rd. The Bombers scored in the first quarter, and then once again in the third quarter, take a 2-0 lead, and that would eventually be the final. They won that game 2-0, the only head-to-head matchup that these teams have had this year, and that has really helped the Bombers throughout this last stretch. They got finished 6-1 in the Liberty League on a 2-game winning streak that win was a part of, and then at the very end you saw them ranked first in the AVR from the AVCH poll. They had the most votes of any team that did not get into that top 20 ranking. So, Rocco, I kind of want to ask you this question here as we get in. For the Bombers, we've seen a lot of strength there throughout, but who on the Bombers offense really should William Smith be the most concerned about, especially when you look at a lot of the players like Natalie Descalso and Morgan Mullen?
Well, it's definitely going to be who you just mentioned there, Morgan Mullen. I mean, you got 10 goals and 5 assists on the year for the graduate veteran forward there. You know, she's got her spot back on this team, coming in for a 5th year for a reason. The kind of stats that she puts up, and if you even look at last year's stats, 19 games played, in 19 games started, 8 goals and 5 assists. So you're definitely have to do your homework on Morgan Mullen there. And of course, like you mentioned, Natalie Descalso. But another player that I'm really looking at as well is Elizabeth Pillow, the senior forward as well, putting up 7 goals and 2 assists this season thus far. And last year, 18 games played, 8 games start. That's obviously a lot more than her 1 goal and 1 assist last year. So obviously you see major improvement in Elizabeth Pillow, taking on more responsibility in that attacking line. So you have a mix of experience and you have a mix of progress as well in the Ithaca attacking line as well.
Now, Rocco, I want to flip it a bit to the other side of the Bombers game. Their defense has been extremely strong to this point this season. What do you think William Smith is going to have to do if they want to get around that Bombers defense?
Well, they're going to have to maintain the possession. Every time they get the ball, they have to do the best that they can to maintain the possession, because I almost look at offense as a fancier way of playing defense, if you will. When you have the ball more, you have more ball possession, you're putting the ball in your offensive 25, and you're adding more pressure for the opposition. With that, in a way, you're kind of playing defense. So you kind of have to use some reverse psychology, if you will. If you're William Smith, you have to maintain possession of the ball. You have to try to get as much pressure on Ithaca as much as you can. Get a body on everyone as much as possible. Get that ball away and take it the other way. Maintain possession. Quick ball movement. Make Ithaca move around. Get them a little bit tired. Make them run their legs a little bit. That's how William Smith is going to get around Ithaca today.
Yeah, we look at the other side. This is a William Smith team that finished the season 14-4 and 5-2 in Liberty League play against those top 20 opponents that they have faced. They were 3-1 on the year, a very strong team against other strong teams. That'll be all the time we have here for pregame coverage. We're going to take a break and send it over to the play-by-play with Rocco and Eli Fishman right here on VIC Radio and the Bombers Radio Network.
Hi, I'm VJ Scully. Tune in to VIC Radio every Sunday at 10 p.m. for Rock, Paper, Scissors, the cutting edge in rock music. Only on VIC Radio, the best of what's next.
End your day with a smile by tuning in to Over the Moon, VIC Radio's happiest specialty show. Listen every Sunday, 6 to 7 p.m.
You are listening to VIC Radio, the only radio station that can teach robots how to love.
How are we looking?
What's next?
You know what I've always wondered?
Thank you.
Diamond covered the Hanukkah song.
You mean like this?
Yeah, I'm just running legal after this next PSA, and then I'll throw to you guys.
Okay. Well, there's no way One Direction covered Teenage Tips, right?
Well,
one way or another, I'm gonna find ya.
Fine. But I bet the Wiggles never covered Elephant by Tame Impala.
so funny story.
Where do you keep getting these?
We got it covered.
Oh, you mean the all-cover radio show on VIC Radio?
Yep, every Monday from 8 to 10 p.m.
You guys good to go?
It's Ithaca College alum and Sports Center anchor Kevin Connors. 91.7 FM is your home for coverage of Bomber sports. Keep it here, WICB Ithaca.
All right, get ready. 5, 4, 3.
Well, it wasn't too long ago where the team in white and green came to the South Hill, as there are some familiar faces from just 2 weeks ago. The only difference today is it's do or die. It's the Liberty League semifinals between the Ithaca Bombers and the William Smith Herons. Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to have you with us. I'm Rocco DiMilo alongside Eli Fishman. And Eli, like I said in the pregame show, it's playoff season here on the South Hill, but we're just getting a taste of it. It's field hockey.
Rocco, it's 70 degrees outside. It's a beautiful day, and it is time for playoffs. It's win or go home, as you said. Ithaca's been in this spot before many times over the past couple of years. This is what it all comes down to. You go through that gauntlet that is the regular season in a very tough Liberty League conference, coming to this game in the semifinals, looking to go to the Liberty League Championship, which will be on Sunday. As we said, Ithaca was there last year. They persevered in an overtime victory and came out victorious, lost in the finals, looking to go to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2000 and get their first Liberty League championship. Going to be a gauntlet in a very tough game against William Smith, as you mentioned, a team that they beat just a couple of weeks ago. So good matchup between two teams that should be very familiar with each other.
Absolutely, and as we are just about to get underway with the opening pushback, it is William Smith who appears to be starting with the ball. They're attacking from right to left in their all whites and their green lettering and numbering. It's Ithaca in the all blues with the white trim, attacking from left to right. On the ball to start this up, it is Sophia Patillo for the Herons, playing and starting in 18 games this year. Referee blows the whistle, and we are underway from Higgins Stadium. Ball's played in the William Smith 50, as there's a quick whistle blown and a foul is called, and William Smith will take this one quickly here as they attack the offensive 25. Ball's on the far side, and it's quickly intercepted by Ithaca. Attempted pass in front was intercepted briefly, but looks like Ithaca has it right back. Ithaca trying to keep that in on the far side, just inside their 25, but just goes out of play, and it'll be a William Smith ball once more. Brewer in the middle for Dorr. She's met there by a couple Bombers, and the foul's called, and it'll be a ball for William Smith. Just 55 seconds gone by here in the first quarter. Emma Carter to play it, but it's taken away quickly by Ithaca, and here they come the other way.
A big takeaway by Ithaca there on the left side, trying to work their way deep into Heron field territory.
Ball's taken quickly here, just outside the William Smith defensive 25, but they'll take it back. It's Mary Kate Breward, far side, sends a ball for Mackenzie Watka. She gets past a couple Bombers and is quickly taken away by Ithaca. Attempted pass along that far side for Ithaca, and it goes out of play. It'll be William Smith ball.
Two teams very aggressive, averaging over 17 shots per game, but two teams with some of the best goalies in not just the Liberty League, but in Division III field hockey. Kristen McCormick, a .717 save percentage in net for William Smith, and Macy Brandwine, sixth in the nation in .843 save percentage. Opponents averaging one or less goals per game for both sides.
And that's what Tobiah and I talked about in the pregame show. It's going to be a possession game for both of these teams. You're going to have to maintain possession. You're going to have to attack the offensive 25 as much as you can. Make these goalies have to work for what they have to do here. As this ball's played in the Ithaca 50, and it's taken away quickly, and they're trying to get away from it, but good takeaway by William Smith. They're trying to come the other way with it on the far side, just inside the Ithaca 50. Sliding effort there by William Smith, Sophia Patillo, but foul is called, and it'll be Ithaca ball.
Amberly Christensen, the one that was able to knock the ball out there and give Ithaca the ball.
Played back for, looks like that was by Kate Barilla, just inside the Ithaca 25 here. Ball goes into the circle, and it's quickly taken. Looks like that's by Allison Egan of the Bombers.
A well-executed pass there by Patillo, just getting into the circle, but it was deflected off one other William Smith player's stick and knocked into Ithaca possession.
Here's Karina Dorr Taken away by Jackie Mirabile, but a foul's called, and looks like it'll be Ithaca ball. Mirabile with the hit. Tries to send this one ahead, but it's quickly taken away by William Smith. Ball rolls into the Ithaca defensive 25, goes out of play. It'll be taken by Sophia Patillo of the Herons. Tries to send the one in the middle. A foul is called, and William Smith will take it once more, just at the hash. Shot taken from outside the circle, and a foul is called, and it'll be Ithaca to regain possession once more.
A big shot there from well beyond the circle, a few feet out, goes well to the right of Brandwine in net. A foul is called anyway, so Ithaca's going to get this one back.
So Bella McAllister plays this one to the near side, intended for Mirabile, but that one goes too far for her, out of play. William Smith will take it inside the offensive 25. A foul is called, and William Smith will take it once more. Here's Karina Dorr, senior midfielder for Manchester by the Sea, Maryland. Ball is taken quickly by Ithaca as they move ahead with it. Ball sent ahead. It goes into the William Smith 50 and sprayed to the far side. And it goes out of play, and it'll be Ithaca ball. It'll be Nicole Fortunato to take this one. Just right before there, just outside of their bench there for William Smith. It's taken away. Whistle and a foul's called, and William Smith will regain possession.
Looked like a high stick there, so Ithaca's going to get this one back. Or rather, looks like William Smith will.
Ball was intended for a long ball and didn't go as far as anticipated. Ithaca trying to take it here inside of William Smith's 50. Fortunato forced to play it back. Egan tried to play it back for Fortunato, but that was broken up by Libby Maxwell. And another whistle was called, and Fortunato will take it once more for Ithaca, just inside William Smith's 50. Back for Egan. At the midfield. Goes towards the middle for Bella McAllister. Now to the near side for Mirabile. Mirabile has some room, trying to get herself into the 25, but that was broken up. Very smart play there by Cora Nagel, and she has plenty of room. She's running down the near sideline. Ball goes out of play. Could not keep it in play, and it'll be an Ithaca free hit.
Trying to juggle that ball there to the other side of her body, but just crosses over that yellow line and goes out of bounds. That's a break for the Bombers, who now retain possession after Nagel had a clear opportunity and a shot towards the net.
Miscue there, and a foul is called. William Smith take it quickly. Good ball taken here into the area. Patillo tries to get it on goal, but it was stopped, and we'll have our first penalty corner of the game. This time, it's for William Smith.
Going to be a big opportunity. You need to capitalize here against a very aggressive Ithaca offense, and a great play to stop that by the Bombers. It looks like that was Allison Egan with a tremendous save just in front of the net on that shot attempt by Leonard. But a penalty corner it will be.
So Kristen Newman will take this one in for William Smith. 9:05 remaining here in the first quarter, still scoreless.
You see Sophia Patillo back beyond the 25-yard line there. Might be an opportunity to set it up for her.
Ball's played out to the top of the circle. A shot taken by Mary Kate Brewer, and it was blocked. Another attempt, and a whistle is blown quickly, and it'll be an Ithaca ball. Ithaca possession after a foul by William Smith.
Mira Berry with the block there, trying to set that ball down, let one rip towards the net, but knocked out by Berry. A big play.
Ball taken here by Mackenzie Watka, and a whistle is called. And it'll be a foul on Ithaca. William Smith will take it just inside of Ithaca's defensive 25. Another foul is taken here, as looks like it was called on Avery Moses of the Bombers, and so William Smith will take it once more on the far side in Ithaca's 25. Ball played by Lawrence Van Allen, and looks like it'll be out of play, and so Ithaca will take it.
Knocks it towards the top left corner. She was trying to maybe let that ball sit just towards the edge of the out-of-bounds territory and get someone to knock that ball in, but it goes out of bounds.
Ball was intended to be controlled by Libby Maxwell, but Nicole Fortunato had it off her foot, and so they'll get a free hit once more. Ball's played just inside the hash, inside, just on top of the circle. Here is Sophia Patillo trying to play it in, and a whistle and a penalty corner has been awarded once more to the Herons. 7:41 remaining here in the first quarter, still no score. So the Bombers will have to get another defensive presence here, as they'll have their second penalty corner of the game.
This is a dominant Ithaca defense that we've seen all year. Over 7 shots allowed per game, not a very high amount. 2 penalty corners already, and the William Smith offense has been right around this Ithaca net the entirety of this game.
Emily Leonard places one at the top of the circle. Shot taken quickly and blocked in front. Ball is cleared away by Bella McAllister in the circle. Goes to the far side, and it'll be a William Smith ball. 7:25 remaining here in the first quarter. Still no score. Ball played just on the goal line there, and far side. A battle for it. Goes out of play. Where's it going? It's for Ithaca.
How about Jackie Mirabili so far? Everything we've seen from her, the 3rd-team All-American last year for her defense, leads this team in defensive saves, and she's done a tremendous job so far. Been a part of every single play. We saw her knocking a ball loose out there to give Ithaca possession, but now William Smith with it back.
Quick whistle as William Smith actually took that free hit from the 25-yard line, and Ithaca will regain possession. Ball goes to the Ithaca 50 back just outside the 25. Fortunato trying to play it outside, right in there, right on the far side there. Goes out of play, and Fortunato will have another hit once more. We haven't really seen a lot of offensive production by this Bombers team. They've been having a hard time trying to get past the defensive 25 for William Smith Eli.
I don't think they've gotten anywhere near the shooting circle so far. It says a lot about this William Smith defense and how they came to play, or rather even more their offense, the fact that they've been around this Ithaca net so far and how dominant this Ithaca defense has been so far this season. This William Smith Herons team coming ready to play today for sure.
Mirabile was able to get it past the 50. Ball goes out of play. She tried to play it to Natalie Descalso, but it'll be a free hit for William Smith, as looks like that was Kate Barilla to send it all the way the other way, and goes out of play. Ithaca will take possession. Just at the top of the circle here, near side. Mirabile, near side. Wants to play it in front. Finds Mira buried just at the top, but a whistle is blown, and William Smith will take it once more. Karina Dorr plays it towards the middle, and it's taken away. Looks like that was by Arla Davis. Tries to play it in front, but quickly taken here by William Smith. Ball to the near far side. Mackenzie Waka in the circle. Centers one in front, but good job there by Jackie Mirabile to read that play and clear it out.
Mirabile, a great play there, as you mentioned. Patillo there, trying to get a hold of that pass. It almost went under her legs while she was trying to corral it and knock it into the net, but gets away from her and gets into Bomber possession.
Mackenzie Watka tries to play the one in the circle and was broken up by Allison Egan. Ball goes out of play on the far side, and it'll be William Smith to take a free hit. Ball goes outside the 25. William Smith trying to bring it in the circle. Good moves, and it's broken up there, and Ithaca will try to come the other way with it. Quick foul is called. Mira Burry trying to find an open teammate, but finds Nicole Fortunato as she was tied up. Fortunato once again tied up, finds Berry once more. Far side, just outside the 25. She's one-on-one. Ball goes out of play, and it'll be a quick hit for Ithaca. Ball sent the other way inside the William Smith 25, but looks like the goalkeeper will let it roll out of play. In goal is Kristen McCormick for the Herons. She let that go out of play, and so the defense will restart things for William Smith. Ball goes out of play, far side, just outside of the William Smith 25, and it'll be a free hit.
Like that play a minute ago from Fortunato, knocking it all the way downfield. We talked about how Ithaca hasn't been anywhere near that shooting circle so far. She knocks it all the way beyond the net. That one goes out of bounds, but still giving a potential opportunity for Ithaca to get down that field, go all the way back while William Smith hits it back in bounds and try and potentially make something happen right around that net.
3:35 remaining here in the first quarter, still no score. Mary Kay Brewer plays it in front. Ball is just inside Ithaca's 50. Ball goes out of play. It's deflected on the far side, and it'll be a William Smith free hit. William Smith definitely firing on all cylinders here to start this first quarter. Much of the possession game has been to William Smith. Ithaca still looking for their first shot on goal. Their first true offensive possession, I should say, as this ball goes out of play. William Smith to take the free hit. It's Karina Dorr to play this one. Ball is played into the circle and broken up by an Ithaca defender. Looks like it's Mira Burry there to break things up and take it out. The whistle's blown and it'll be a Bombers ball just inside their own 25. Ball's played forward and no one to retrieve it there. It goes out of play. William Smith to get it just outside. Looks like it was just outside Ithaca's defensive 25, I should say. 2:20 remaining here in the first quarter. Still no score. Maddie Goodman plays it ahead, but it's broken up by William Smith. And here they come the other way. Abby Jones. Rather, that was Skylar Hauser. Tries to play it in front for somebody who's trying to get into the circle. Goes out of play, and it'll be an Ithaca ball.
3 straight times, a free hit for Ithaca with the opportunity to get it outside of their own 25-yard line. Unsuccessful every time. 1 went out of bounds, 2 were snatched back by the William Smith offense and brought back towards the Ithaca net to try to make a play. Ithaca having their best opportunity to get the ball out of their own territory, but they haven't been able to do that over the last 3 or 4 minutes. The ball hasn't left anywhere near the 25-yard line, inside the 25-yard line of Ithaca's territory.
1:35 remaining here in the first quarter. Still no score. Ball is still in the Ithaca defensive 25 after it goes out of play. Allison Egan with a long ball in the air towards the near side. A foul is called as Brianna Lennon try to control it. Ithaca will take it here. Mirabile. Near side. Inside Ithaca's 50. Lennon. Foul is called and William Smith to take it quickly. Rebecca Mantione goes to the far side. Is able to find Catherine Jacobia. Or rather, that was Cora Nagel. Just inside the Ithaca 25, and looks like there's a tangle up there, and ball is attempted to play inside the circle, but it's broken up by Allison Egan.
This is a very, very aggressive William Smith offense in terms of getting the ball down the field. We've only seen the 2 shots both coming off of the corners, but they're aggressive in terms of getting that ball right in front of the net every time.
A centering try is blocked away by the Ithaca defense. A foul is called, and a penalty corner, another one for William Smith with 29.8 remaining in the first quarter.
A huge block there by Ithaca with the ball just in front of the net, but is knocked away, and a foul will be called. So this is going to be a huge corner for the Herons. Again, we talked about how limited opportunities have been on for even any shots to be taken on Macy Brandwine all season. Now the third corner, and William Smith really needs to take advantage with just under 30 seconds left.
Looks like taking this one in is Catherine Jacobia of the Herons. Plays it near side for Mary Kay Brewer. She takes a shot. It's blocked in front. Another attempt just at the doorstep. And does it go out? No, it stays in, but now it goes out. And so it'll be Ithaca possession. 10 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Macy Brandwine coming up with some big saves.
That's why Brandwine's the 6th best goalie in the nation in terms of points, or rather goals allowed. You see her coming out of the net, smothering that ball. Not afraid to jump out of that net, jump on top of it, leave that net open, and take it and smother the other player. So a great job there to keep this one scoreless.
The buzzer sounds, and we are at the end of the first quarter. It's scoreless here. 0-0 here at Higgins Stadium. And Eli, we talk about the possession game and how William Smith has been so dominant in that. What do Ithaca need to do in order to change that for themselves?
You need to capitalize on the opportunity to get them out of your own territory. We saw a lot of free hits there and opportunities to hit the ball down the field and just get the ball anywhere near the William Smith net. They haven't capitalized on any opportunity that they've had to get the ball out of their own territory. A lot of missed passes, a lot of deflected passes, a few misplayed balls on the ground that weren't able to be picked up by the Bombers. That's definitely something they need to work on and be able to capitalize throughout the rest of this game. And man, this William Smith offense has come out firing on all cylinders to start this one. We've seen consistent pressure on the Ithaca net throughout the entirety of the game. Really no opportunity anywhere within the 25-yard line of William Smith for Ithaca to do anything so far in this one. I don't know if that's more of a testament to how strong William Smith's defense is or just how strong their offense is in terms of that the ball has been on the Ithaca side of the field the whole time.
We just have about a little over a minute to go here in our break before the start of the second quarter. But another thing that you mentioned before is how for every free hit that's inside Ithaca's defensive 25, and it's for Ithaca, I mean, it just seems as though Williams-Smith know exactly where to place themselves. They project very well. They read the play so well where they believe the ball's going to go, and they guess correctly just about every time. I mean, they're right there to intercept the pass. I mean, at this point, it's only a matter of whether Ithaca should start chipping the ball up in the air to get it over a couple of Williams-Smith heads and into that midfield and forward line for the Bombers.
I want to see the exact number of free hits they missed out on in terms of getting the ball over that hump, as you mentioned. And this is definitely a different pace to the game other than the one that we saw on October 23rd. Ithaca scored immediately in the first quarter by Morgan Mullen and then Amberly Christensen later in the game, a 2-0 win. That was to conclude the regular season in the Liberty League 2 weeks ago, and this is a different Williams-Smith animal that we've seen so far today. I'm almost surprised to see a 0 on the board, or double zeros, in terms of how well Williams-Smith has put pressure on this Ithaca defense.
So it'll be Sophia Patillo to start the second quarter with the opening pass back. Ball goes to the near side for Zoe Ugarteche from Buenos Aires, Argentina. Foul is called on Williams-Smith, and Ithaca will take it right back. Moving quickly, Brenna Schoenfeld. And a whistle, a foul is called. Referee is ordered to stop the clock, and looks like she'll have a little discussion with a couple of the players down the field. Looks like Brenna Schoenfeld was in that discussion as well. But nonetheless, it'll be Bombers ball just outside the Williams-Smith 25. Mirabile plays this one in and rolls out of play at the goal line, and it'll be a Williams-Smith free hit just inside of their defensive 25. Taking this hit is Lauren Jackson of the Herons. Plays it far side. Defender moving with it, plays it in front. Is able to find Cora Nagel in the midfield, but she's forced to play it back. Ball's played out of play, it's deflected, and where will it go? It looks like it's a free hit for Williams-Smith. They're on that far side, still inside their defensive 50. Ball goes out of play once more, and so Ithaca will regain possession this time. Again, on that far side, just in front of Williams-Smith's bench, and it's Nicole Fortunato with a free hit. Plays it in front for Amberly Christensen. A centering try in the middle was taken away. A foul was called, and Ithaca will take possession once more. Madeline Goodman. Now Allison Egan. Back at the 50-yard line. Goes to her near side for Fortunato on the far side. She's met there by a couple Herons, but regains possession. A foul is called, and it will go to the Herons. 13:20 remaining here in this second quarter. Still scoreless. Attempted pass ahead. Looks like that was by Mary Kate Brewer of the Herons. Was blocked in front, but there'll be another whistle. Ithaca trying to regain possession. Fortunato was tied up with a couple Herons. Ball's played ahead. Allison Egan chasing after it. Maintains possession, tries to pass it to Fortunato, but was taken away quickly. Ball's in the circle. A centering try, no one there. Goes right past Brandwine, and it'll be out of play. And where would it go? It'll be possession for Williams-Smith just at the top of the 25.
Nobody there, and Patilla had three defenders coming up on her, so she just kind of hits it a light pass just towards the left of the goal, either hoping someone can run up on that, or maybe it bounces off the metal and clanks into the goal. Nothing working there, but still a big opportunity for Williams-Smith to capitalize. Another opportunity that the Ithaca defense has given them, unable to get the ball out of their own territory.
Ugarteche was fouled by Jacqueline Mirabile, and so Williams-Smith will take it here on the near side, inside of the Ithaca defensive 25. Ugarteche forced to play it back for Cora Nagel. Goes off her foot, and it'll be a free hit for the Bombers. Mirabile to take this one. Tries to play it in front for Mullen, who was behind a couple of defenders that were on Mirabile. Goes out of play. Another free hit for the Bombers. Ball is played just inside of Ithaca's defensive 50. Ball is on the byline here, and looks like a free hit was taken by Williams-Smith. Goes out of play off of Mirabile once more. Or rather, it was last touch off of a Williams-Smith Heron, and it will be the Bombers to take it. Ball played ahead and intercepted by Ithaca. Finds Kate Barilla. Good takeaway. Here come the Bombers the other way. Juliana Valley moving in, near side, in the circle, centering try, and it goes out of play, and it will be a William Smith free hit.
Valley with a great job there of getting towards the net. We saw her almost go all the way around and do a 180, shuffling towards the corner, and then going almost behind the net to try to go parallel with that white line, trying to get that in the net. Passes it just in front of the net, but unsuccessful there. First shot of the day. I don't know if they'll call that one a shot. Looks like they will not, but best opportunity the Bombers have had today so far, unable to capitalize.
Well, let's see if they could do it once more as the ball is played in the defensive 25 for William Smith. Mirabile has the ball. She'll have to take another free hit as it went out of play. Tries to center one into the circle, but intercepted by the defense. Still a scramble for it, near side, outside the circle. Still another scramble for it. Looks like Schoenfeld was there as well. A foul's called, and William Smith will take it once more. It's Kate Barilla with a free hit. Referee ordering the Bombers to step back just a little bit more. And so Barilla will take the hit. Tries to play it in front, but it was intercepted by Morgan Mullen, who was right there in her path, and goes out of play. And it's a free hit for the Bombers. Near side, Mirabile. Towards the middle. Battling for it there is Madeline Goodman, but was taken away by the Herons. Cora Nagel. She's tied up there with Morgan Mullen. A foul's called, and they'll get another free hit. Not until Madeline Goodman was able to intercept it, play it inside the circle, but it goes out of play, and it'll be William Smith ball once more. 9:33 remaining here in the second quarter. Still no score. Lauren Jackson just at the top of the William Smith circle. Plays it near side for Kate Barilla. Just to play one in front. Racing after it was Rebecca Mantion, but intercepted by Mirabile. Here come the Bombers the other way. Mullen, near side, trying to make her way into the circle. Still it is Mullen. Tries to sell one in front. A diving on top of it was Kristen McCormick, goes out of play, and it'll be a William Smith ball.
Great defense by McCormick there, but great offensive push there. Mirabile almost megging through some players' legs to get the ball to Morgan Mullen, your top goal scorer, which indeed they did. She shuffles towards the net, but just in front of it, in front of the net, it lands. A great play again by McCormick, and as we mentioned earlier, this is going to be a matchup between two of the best goalies in not just the Liberty League, but Division III field hockey. A defensive battle despite two very aggressive offenses.
Now we're starting to see more of that aggressive offense coming from the home team, Ithaca Bombers, despite William Smith taking most of the possession in the first quarter. But right now this ball is inside the Ithaca 50. A foul is called and a free hit for Ithaca, so looks like they'll have a chance to bring it further down the field. So taking this hit, looks like it's Bella McAllister with 8 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Tries to play one quickly for Brianna Lennon. A foul is called, and so William Smith will take it right back. So we talk about aggressiveness, but in a way you kind of almost have to make sure there's a line drawn in how aggressive you really are in this game, because mistakes can happen and mistakes can cost you in a game like this. Ball's played just inside, brought into the Ithaca 25. Ball taken away by Brianna Lennon on the near side. She's tied up there with Karina Dorr, and so they'll take it once more on a free hit for a foul. Ball's played the other way once more for William Smith, but it's quickly taken away by Egan. Taken away in the circle by William Smith. And it's Patillo with possession, tied up with a couple of Bombers, and the Bombers take it away. Ball is at the corner here on the near side. A foul is called. Looks like that was on Mira Burry of the Bombers, and so a free hit was taken. But it was quickly taken away. Another whistle is called. Madeline Goodman with a long ball intended for Natalie Descalso, who races in. Descalso trying to push it into the 25. She does. Descalso moving into the 18. She's tied up with Lauren Jackson. Lauren Jackson will get the better of that. And a foul is called, and the Bombers will regain possession. Brown and Lennon trying to center one in front. It was deflected away, goes out of play, and it'll be a free hit for the Bombers, and they'll restart things at the top of the 25.
A big fight there between the top defender for the Herons in Jackson and probably the most electric offensive player for the Bombers in Descalso.
A centering try in front. No one can get a stick on it. Goes towards the net mouth, and it'll be out of play for a William Smith free hit.
That one just in front of the net. That ball was left dead for someone to smack in, but no one was able to, as William Smith and Ithaca converge on the ball. William Smith is able to knock it out of bounds. Not going to get a better opportunity than that to score a goal, but someone was not in the right place at the right time, so we remain scoreless. That one goes out of bounds.
5:40 remaining here in the second quarter. Still no score, but plenty of action, that's for sure, as a free hit will be taken by William Smith for number 17, Karina Dorr, just inside the William Smith 50. Flings this one in the air and takes a couple bounces, couple players trying to control it. Foul's called. Sophia Patillo will take it for William Smith. Not until the Ithaca defense is able to clear it out, and here they come the other way. Brenna Schoenfeld trying to push through. Looks like a foul's called, and looks like Ithaca will have to take it back for their free hit. So it's just inside their defensive 50. Fortunato with the hit, finds Mara Berry. Still it is Berry. Moving towards the center circle. Tries to play it in front, but it was deflected away and taken here by William Smith. Not until the Bombers intervene, and looks like it'll be once more the Bombers will regain possession in their own 50. Ball played ahead, but couldn't find another Bomber. William Smith trying to take it. It's Karina Dorr there tied up with the Scalzo here on the near side. And a whistle, and the foul is called, and looks like Ithaca will take it. 4:20 remaining here in the second quarter. Still no score. And it's Jacqueline Mirabile to take the ball on the free hit here on the near side, just inside William Smith's 50. Ball attempted to play ahead, but it was great interception there by Mackenzie Watka. And a whistle, and another foul is called on William Smith, and so Ithaca will have another try at it. Mirabile plays it in front, but was blocked in front by Patillo, and William Smith to come the other way with it. Mackenzie Watka pushing through. She's tied up with Schoenfeld, a whistle, a foul called, and Ithaca will take it back.
Ithaca being handed gift after gift with these foul calls. But again, this ball is just remaining in that neutral zone, being smacked back and forth.
Racing forward is Bella McAllister in Ithaca's 25 here on the near side. Able to get around the Heron right there, and just inside, here's Brianna Lennon inside the 25. Mirabile. And a long pass ahead. Ball intended for Avery Moses, and she's racing for it. Ball goes out of play. She couldn't keep it in, and it'll be William Smith ball once more.
Lauren Jackson is also on the ice hockey team at William Smith, and one of the best players on defense there. We're seeing it on defense here too. We've seen multiple opportunities in almost open field, one-on-one scenarios for an Ithaca player to put the ball into the net and get towards that circle. But every time, Jackson's been there to completely cut the player off and bring them out of bounds.
Mirabile with a free hit inside William Smith's 25. Tries to bring it in. Descalso tried to settle it in the 25, and it's taken away. A foul is called inside William Smith's 50. And it's taken away by Schoenfeld inside the 50. She's trying to bring it into the 25. But a foul is called, and so Ithaca will take it once more. 2:20 remaining here in the second quarter. Still no score. Ball played into the circle. Finds Descalso trying to turn away with it. And it's blocked in front. Still Descalso trying to dive on it. And a whistle, and it's a foul called. Referee trying to stop the play here, and she'll have a discussion with Descalso and Kristen McCormick of William Smith.
Descalso was looking for some kind of foul there. They totally got tripped up on each other. First, it was McCormick who went down with the ball underneath her, and then Descalso got tripped up over her feet and fell down. Another good opportunity right in front of the net. Good defense, but still an opportunity for Descalso.
Descalso in the circle, near side. She's tied up with the defender, and it'll be out of play. And it'll be William Smith ball once more. 1:47 remaining here in the second quarter. Still no score, but one difference between this quarter and the last. The Bombers are getting a lot more opportunities, a lot more chances, bringing the ball in the 25 and setting up more opportunities for themselves to score. Schoenfeld tries to sweep this one into the 25, still maintains possession in this circle, and rolls out of play, and so it'll be Ithaca ball once more at the top of the 25. 1:20 remaining here in the second. Ball is played outside for Mara Burry, but she's tied out there with a couple of Herons, and so they come the other way with it. Patillo able to find Waka. Still it is Waka. Sends a long ball for Patillo, who's racing in, and it's kicked away by Brandwine. 1 minute remaining here in the second quarter. Ball's played out here on the near side in the 25 for William Smith. Fanning on it initially was Cora Nagel. She brings this one in the circle. Patillo trying to whack at it. She's tied up. And a whistle, and Ithaca will take it the other way. 40 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
William Smith just got down from the other side of the field, from net to net, in probably 15 seconds. Now Ithaca needs to do the same with just 30 left if they want a chance to get on the board before time runs out.
Mara Burry was able to take this one out of the Ithaca circle, clears it out of the 25. Doesn't get all of it, however, but still a battle for it. And a whistle just inside the Ithaca 50, I should say. A free hit for the Bombers. Ball goes to the far side, just inside William Smith's 50. 5 seconds remaining in the second quarter. A free hit for William Smith. Can't do much about it, but that is all. At the end of the first half, it is Ithaca 0, William Smith 0. But in terms of possession game, very different for the Bombers.
Very different in the second quarter, indeed. You saw that first half dominated by that William Smith offense. The ball was right in front of the Ithaca net the entirety of the time. It was a lot more well-matched in that second quarter. You see the ball, a few shot attempts. You saw two of them coming on goal for the Bombers in that second quarter. So definitely a big play there. You saw the spark plug, Natalie Descalso. I know we've talked about that big storyline last year in the semifinal. She gets the game-winning goal, the walk-off in double overtime for the win. She has 3 game-winning goals this season. She comes in. You saw 2 big-time matchups between her and Lauren Jackson. That's going to be the story of this afternoon. Natalie Descalso versus Lauren Jackson, who's been tremendous on defense, someone who's been tremendous on offense, and that spark plug, as we mentioned, but a very, very electric first half of field hockey here at Higgins Stadium.
Well, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with a call, but first we're going to send it to the halftime show, so stick around. You're listening to Ithaca Field Hockey here on VIC Radio and the Bomber Radio Network.
Whoosh. Whoosh. What's that sound? Oh. Whoosh. Listen to get the feelings flowing. Thursday nights, 9 to 10. VIC Radio.
There's no better way to start your weekend with just a wee bit of Brit. 6 to 7, Thursdays on VRC Radio.
You're here, you're queer, and so are we.
Tune in to Queer Corner Thursday nights 8 to 9, only on VIC Radio.
All right, ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
All right, there's 30 seconds on this one. You guys good?
All right, no, try again. Let's try again.
I didn't have you guys queued up, so I couldn't hear you.
Let's keep it going.
All right, we'll run this. I'll give you some sports bet, and I'll count you in.
Paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Shoot, 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 shoot. Tune into Rock, Paper, Scissors every Sunday at 10 p.m. where we showcase the cutting edge in rock music. Only on VIC Radio, the best of what's next.
All right, we're going in 5, 4, 3.
And welcome back, everyone, for halftime coverage of the Liberty League Field Hockey Semifinals. as the William Smith Herons have taken the 1-hour bus ride down from Geneva, New York, and have drawn the Ithaca Bombers at no points even through the first half, 0-0. I'm Tobias Zaboy alongside Ben Faraka, and Ben, a surprisingly solid first half from William Smith. They were able to shut the Bombers down, something only 4 teams have done this season.
Yeah, no, we kind of expected this too. We have a matchup of 2 strong defenses, but we weren't expecting the outright offense from William Smith. They controlled possession early in the first, but I think it was able to bounce back in the second, putting more pressure on that William Smith defense.
Absolutely. When we look through the Bombers' season so far, only in 4 games, as I mentioned, they have been not able to score anything through the first half. In those games, the Bombers 2-2. You think that's something Ithaca's thinking about on that side? Not able to get through that defense, something they've usually been able to do?
Totally. That is definitely a problem they're going to have to face in the second half. They weren't able to even get a shot off until the first 21st minute of the game, so that's definitely something they're going to change. They're going to have to give themselves more opportunities while alleviating that pressure off of the Ithaca defense.
And on the other side, William Smith, aggressive in the first half, able to move the ball downfield using good passing and setup, and then getting towards the Ithaca zone and getting a lot more opportunities on net. Do you think that kind of wore out on the Bombers for the first quarter, and kind of with that having them play on their back foot?
Yeah, the Bombers, it seemed like every time they touched the ball, there was at least 5 Herons around them, swarming them with that full field press. They were forced into making fouls. They had 3 corners in the first quarter, and that's definitely something that wears down on a defense. You got to, allow them to get their feet under themselves if you want them to continue to play at the top of their game.
Yeah, and we talk about fouls. The Bombers lead the current game in fouls. They're leading that 24-22, and they especially led through the end of the first quarter, 14 fouls through 1. Do you think cleaning up their act is going to be something that the Bombers are going to have to do if they want to win this game?
Yes, this potent Heron offense will not be able to be stopped if they're giving up these sloppy penalties and these sloppy fouls. If you keep giving them opportunities and you're handing them opportunities, they're going to eventually capitalize on it, and you don't want to be playing down against this team.
Another thing the Bombers have been able to do is when they've been forced and their defense has tightened up, what have you seen from the Bombers defense that has allowed them to, really allow William Smith and bend but don't break against this Herons team?
Well, obviously you have Macy Brandwine in goal. She's obviously going to be that brick wall in the net. You're not going to be able to get many shots past her, so you need to expect more from her. Well, expect that from her for the rest of the game. As well as Jacqueline Mirabile. She's been flying around the field, making defensive stops, trying to get that ball up the field into the Herons half, and you're going to have to see more of that going forward.
Well, there was a definite clear change. It was about halfway to a little bit before halfway in that second quarter where the Bombers started to get more into it. I think they were starting to figure out William Smith. What did you see from that Ithaca offense when they were finally able to move the ball down the field?
Well, it seemed like they were able to get out of that press that I was talking about before. They were able to get around the Herons and get the ball into that half. And when they had it in the half, they were able to keep possession. In the first half, we saw a lot of balls go out of bounds. We saw a lot of those fouls we were talking about. They cleaned up their act a little bit, even though they still had those fouls. But they're going to have to continue to do that in order to get the ball into the Heron circle. They only have 3 shots in the first half, and they're going to have to definitely capitalize on that and add some more if they want any chance at scoring a goal in this game.
Well, did you really? Towards the end of that, we saw Ithaca kind of starting to expose the William Smith defense, especially in by the net where they got a lot of opportunities in front of the crease, just couldn't get anything going. I think they're trying to figure something out over there, and if so, what do you think the Bombers are trying to draw up for that second half to really get in front of that William Smith goal?
Well, as I mentioned before, they're trying to push that ball down that field, and I think they're doing that more along the wings, sending it down the sideline around the bulk of the defense and having their players just make plays. Sending Natalie Descalco down the middle as well as Morgan Mullen, and trying to get those shots across the middle of the field. They had a few opportunities. They weren't able to take them, but expect more of those going on in this game.
Another thing I want to talk about here today, there's been a pretty strong fan presence on both sides. You see the Ithaca side of the stands filled up in the fans from Geneva, making the 1-hour trip. You think the fans are going to play a bit more of a factor as we get into the second half as this game gets a little closer?
Yeah, there's a lot of support for the Bombers here today, and you can definitely hear it in the stands. I think that the Bombers are going to want to show out for the home crowd for sure, and they're going to want to put on a show. They're not going to go down easy without a fight, and I don't think they're going to give up any easy points. They are hungry to win this game, and they want to make it back to the Liberty League Championship this year. So I expect a big showing from the Bombers in the second half.
Yeah, as we get ready for that second half, especially give me some ideas of what you think we're going to see from both sides early in the second half trying to flip the script in their favor.
Well, I think these defenses are going to stand tall to the occasion. I don't see any of them them bending or breaking, later on in this game. But I expect Ithaca to come out more aggressive. I think they're going to try and push the ball down the field more because the last thing they need is the ball in their own half in the next half. So I expect them to try and get their players down the field, get the ball down the field, and keep creating those opportunities that they saw in the first half.
Last question I have for you before we flip it over to our play-by-play coverage. Do you think we're going to see a lot more of the Bombers use a lot of speed early on? Do you think we're going to see a lot more speed from the Bombers as this continues, or do you think Ithaca is just going to try and be a little more selective in passing like William Smith has?
Well, I don't see them being as selective because the Herons are swarming. Like I said, with that full press, they got 5 hats on the ball at once. So you got to get the ball, you got to keep it moving. Don't let the defense get on their feet. You want to make sure they're on their toes at all times, sending the ball up the field, using that speed to their advantage in order to play up those wings, play up the middle of the field, and create those scoring opportunities.
Well, as the Herons break the huddle, that is all the time we have for halftime coverage of the Liberty League field hockey semifinals, as both the Bombers and the Herons sit just one half away from a trip to the Liberty League championship game. The second half right here from Hagan Stadium on VIC Radio and on the Bombers Radio Network.
VIC is the voice of Ithaca College. Here's an organization you can get involved in. Ithaca College's chapter of Planned Parenthood Generation Action is a student-run group that focuses on promoting reproductive justice.
Yeah, we'll just come back right after this. I see him taking the field.
As well. With everything happening in the news, it's important to stay informed.
25 seconds roughly. You guys all good?
If you're interested in staying up to date with current events regarding social justice, LGBTQIA+ rights, and feminism, our fall 2022...
All right, that's good. William Smith hasn't taken the field yet. We've got time, but I'm throwing back to you.
We hope to see you there. Want to hear your organization in the air? Email community@vicradio.org to get in touch with our Campus Community Involvement Director.
All right. We're back in 5, 4, 3.
A battle between two of the most electric teams, the number 2 and the number 3 ranked teams in the Liberty League. It's semifinals in conference playoffs. Bombers and the William Smith Herons at the face-off circle, and this game will be, and the second half will begin 0-0. A defensive stalemate so far in a battle. Ithaca with it, moving right to left, and the all-blue uniforms with the white numbers on the chest, and they have it just to the left of the goal. A fight for it, and rolls out of bounds. It'll be a free hit for the Bombers via the foul. Jackie Mirabili in the top left wing, passing it towards the top left corner for Natalie Descalso, and that one will go out of bounds. Another free hit for the Bombers, and Mirabili will do it again. Takes a step towards the net, shuffles, passes it to Descalso. Again, within that left corner against the William Smith defense that Rocco has looked tremendous this entire game so far.
Absolutely. I mean, defensively, you talk about who we talked about before. It was Kate Barilla there on that far side, number 27, really marking up Natalie Descalso.
As now with a play towards the net, just right. Looks like that was Elizabeth Pillow with the shot attempt for the Bombers. It goes out of bounds. Bombers will retain possession. And it will be Mira Berry with it. Shuffles, passes it back to Mirabili. Back towards the near side. And Fortunato with it just at that 25-yard line in front of the William Smith net. Passes it to the left at the top of the circle, trying to make a play. On the ball is Pillow. Passes it back, trying to set something up beyond the 25-yard line. A fight for the ball back and forth. And Ithaca, the crowd here at Higgins Stadium cheering. Big crowd here, a lot of blue, a lot of green, with William Smith just an hour away. And now Jackie Mirabili with it at the top of the circle. Big fight for the ball.
Looks like there's going to be a penalty corner here.
Indeed. So a consistent amount of fouls, but now it'll be the penalty corner.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I just feel like if you're Ithaca, I mean, everywhere you look, everywhere you turn, and that last sequence there where Ithaca was trying to bring it into the circle, everywhere you saw, there was just every everyone in a white jersey for William Smith, just clogging everything up, making it almost impossible for Ithaca to bring it into the circle. That's the kind of defensive pressure that William Smith could get you on there.
Fortunato will be the one to hit it. Takes a step, shuffles it towards the middle. It's going to be set down for Morgan Mullen, and she rather doesn't take it herself, but shoots it towards the left. Natalie Descalso shoots, and it's just to the right, deflected out of the goal by McCormick. So a big save by McCormick. Morgan Mullen set that down, almost faked like she was going to take a shot. And now with another big opportunity for the Bombers. Elizabeth Pillow with it at the top of the circle, a fight for the ball. And it'll be a free hit for Fortunato. Towards the left of the circle, takes a few steps back towards the 25-yard line, weaving around some William Smith defenders, and another foul is called. Ithaca coming out aggressive. Head coach Caitlin Wahila had to have a big message at halftime, and it's worked so far. Now William Smith back with it, and they'll move towards the center line, where William Smith will take it.
Looks like we'll see our first green card of the match. It's for Ithaca's number 18, Mira Berry. That's her 5th green card of the season. So Ithaca will be with a player down for about 2 minutes.
Number 18 of Ithaca, Mira Berry, 2 minutes.
2 minutes for Berry. Jackson now sets it down on that defensive front, which she's been a staple of so far, and passes it towards the middle of the field, and Nagel with room to run, and a foul there. But the Herons will retain possession. It's going to be Rebecca Mantione who passes it back to Mary Kate Brewer, just over the Bomber logo at that center line. After Ithaca coming out aggressive in this second half, as we're 11:30 remaining in the third quarter. William Smith now with the ball at the 25-yard line, moving left to right towards the Bombers' net. Morgan Mullen trying to steal the ball away, but Mantione within the top right corner on the far side.
I like what William Smith did there when they took that free hit just inside Ithaca's 50-yard there. I like what they did. They were able to use the width of the field and find Rebecca Mantione all alone on that far side, just inside Ithaca's defensive 25. So that's something that if you're Ithaca, you really need to watch out for. You really need to make sure that defensively you're spreading out and using the width of the field as much as possible.
Doesn't help that Barry is out as well, and Ithaca is down one in that situation, where you did have a good opportunity on the top right. And William Smith's going to want to take advantage of that. Ball's hit out of bounds. So William Smith still with it at the 25-yard line. It's slapped towards the net. A fight for the ball in front of the goal. Ithaca will now have it, trying to keep it in bounds on the bottom of the screen. And they will be successful with doing so. It's Amberly Christensen, but the ball is stolen by the Herons. And now, behind the net, it's Mackenzie Woodka, who passes it back, trying to set something up to Maxwell. Fight for the ball in front of the net. It's slapped towards the net. A fight for it, and it's going to be knocked out. But it looks like a corner. We will have a penalty corner. So another chance for the Herons to capitalize in this 0-0 game.
Yeah, things are looking pretty scary for the Bombers there as the ball kind of bounced right behind Brandwine, and Brandwine didn't know where it was for sure, but looks like there were a couple defenders there, maybe one or two for the Bombers, who were right there to answer, but unfortunately they got the wrong touch on the ball, and rather they kind of had a foul there, and instead we'll have a penalty corner.
A huge break. It's set down at the corner by the Bombers, and it's stopped by Brandwine in front of the net. It's a loose ball, and she'll dive on it and stop it. Macy Brandwine, the 3-time Liberty League Defensive Player of the Year. But despite diving on it and stopping that, we will have another penalty corner and another chance for William Smith.
And a good job there, good alert play by Brandwine. They had a couple chances at it. Ball went all the way through to Brandwine. She was able to stop it and just, she was able to just find that ball and dive on top of it. But let's see what happens here.
This one, set down at the top of the circle. It's shot towards the net, ranging to her right, and shooting it is Woodka, and it's blocked away by Brandwine again. But it's knocked in front. Woodka's still with it. Now the Bombers take it, and it's a fight for the ball on the bottom right side of the circle. So it appears that Ithaca is out of the woods, rather not so quickly, as the ball set at the bottom right of the circle on the near side, and it's going to be dropped down, a free hit for the Herons. Pushing towards the net is Emma Carter. A pass towards the top of, in front of the net, but Ithaca takes it back. And now at the 25-yard line, they'll try to bring it back into William Smith territory, but a foul is called. Sides will reverse. And William Smith now with it in the circle where it's fought away and remains Ithaca ball.
Yeah, I mean, if you look, there was just a lot of William Smith players just everywhere. They're just bunching up a lot, really clogging the open spaces for the Bombers to move forward with the ball. Another turnover there.
Quite an eventful 30 seconds there, and now a big opportunity. Brandwine slides out of it and knocks the ball out of the stick of Ugarteche. A big stop there, another huge save for Brandwine, and Ithaca takes it back.
If you're Ithaca, how much space are you going to give Ugarteche? She already has a goal on the year, but there was just so much space for her to take it into the circle and move closer to Brandwine to cause more trouble for her. Good thing Brandwine was able to come out and kind of cut off the angle for Ugarteche, but nonetheless, you got to use the width of the field defensively if you're Ithaca.
A huge play there by Brandwine to keep this one scoreless. 7:45 remaining in the third quarter. And Ithaca now with it at the center line. Moving right to left. Just in front of that Bomber logo at the top of the screen. And it's intercepted by William Smith, who will take it. And a lot of green grass on the right side of the field. That one now in front of the shooting circle for William Smith. On the near side, a fight for it. And it looks like we will have another penalty corner. The third one in about a minute and a half. And William Smith looking to capitalize again, which they'll need to do so if they want any points in this one.
And I sound like a broken record, but it happens every time. The Herons are using the width of the field. They're moving left to right, right to left, doing a great job finding open spaces, getting open in those open spaces, and delivering to those open spaces. They're able to draw the foul. Now let's see what happens.
That one is going to be hit by Leonard. It's going to be set down at the top of the circle and swung at towards the net, but it's to the right. That one shot by Mantione, and it goes wide right. A miss as she took her stick back and took a slap shot. And now Ithaca will take it. Still on their own 25-yard line, trying to bring it out. Now it's at the center line on the near side. A fight for the ball, and William Smith will take it. Ball stripped out of the stick of Christensen. And for William Smith, it was Mary Kay Brewer who took it. The William Smith fans here on the South Hill, loud in the bleachers, as another big chance for the Herons. Mary Kay Brewer with the free hit on the near side at the 25-yard line. And another foul is going to be called. So another free hit for Brewer, which is knocked by and picked off by the Bombers. A fight for the ball between Amberly Christensen and Brewer. Ithaca comes out victorious. Still in a tough spot. Back deep in their own territory. It's flung up into the air towards the middle of the field.
Ithaca are going to be short-handed for the next 4:40 as Nicole Fortunato picked up a yellow card.
A big loss there for the Bombers as they range down the field. On the bottom left side, it's Elizabeth Pillow ranging towards the net, trying to pass, but it's deflected and will get knocked out of bounds. Ithaca still with a big opportunity. It's Mira Berry with the free hit from the 25-yard line on the near side. She ranges to her left. A lot of William Smith defenders in front of her, trying to find an opening, and it's picked off. William Smith will take it beyond the 25-yard line, beyond midfield, and cruising into Bomber territory. Passing back and forth. Patillo has led this offensive front for the Herons in this one, continuing to do so in this second half, which has been full of action so far.
Absolutely, and we talk about the possession game, that we saw a difference from the first quarter to the second quarter, ranging from William Smith's favor then to the Bombers' favor, but now they really did their homework during the half to talk things over, and now you're seeing a lot more William Smith possession compared to the second quarter. But what I like is the Bombers' ability to regain possession afterwards, redeem themselves, take the open possession. One thing that I wish they could just brush up on a little bit more is defensively use the width of the field just as much as William Smith is doing so offensively.
Bolero for the Bombers takes a shot from way downtown, crosses the fingers and shoots it towards the net, but it goes wide left. So now William Smith will take it back. It's at midfield. Ithaca trying to find a hole. It's back and forth between two teams. Madeline Goodman with it now, and passes it to Morgan Mullen, the top scorer for the Bombers, just outside of the circle, where it'll be taken away, but a foul will be called, and we'll have a corner opportunity for Ithaca, their second of the day.
Second of the day, the first of this third quarter, and you got to give Morgan Mullen credit. She was able to get her way through and try to just swivel her way past a couple of Herons there. Unfortunately for the Herons, at least, they got the wrong side of Mullen, and for that, and good thing for Ithaca, they're able to get themselves a penalty corner. Let's see how they could capitalize on a good chance like this, especially when Nicole Fortunato is still in the penalty box for another 2:55.
It's going to be Mira Berry who will hit it. Morgan Mullen ready to set it down, the top scorer on this team, the 2019 All-American. Assuming that's where Berry's going to go with it. The whistle was blown. It's hit. And it will be Mullen who sets it down, and he'll pass it to her left, to Descalso, who swings it, but it's blocked and will land in front of the net. So another foul. And now William Smith will take possession. Another whistle's blown, and it'll just be knocked towards the middle of the field, and will be Jackson with it for the Herons. Goes out of bounds. William Smith will still have it. 3:50 remaining here in the third quarter. Still 0-0 between William Smith and Ithaca in the Liberty League semifinal, first round of the playoffs here on the South Hill. And now William Smith with a pass deep into Ithaca territory towards the 25-yard line, but it goes out of bounds. And Ithaca will now have it. It'll be Goodman with a chance for the Bombers to retake possession and flip the field.
Good chance there by Goodman to just get things forward, but you're clogged up again. If you're William Smith, you're doing a great job clogging any open areas, and that's something that Ithaca has had a hard time doing. They're getting off the free hits. They're having a hard time getting past William Smith.
Emma Carter takes it just in front of the net for William Smith, trying to make a play, but Ithaca's defense loads her up, steals the ball, and now another chance to flip the field. A quick pace last few minutes, as it'll be a back and forth matchup between Goodman for the Bombers and Dorr for the Herons. Both looking for an opportunity. It'll go out of bounds yet again on the bottom right corner on the near side, and Ithaca will hit it into play yet again. It's Allison Egan who swings it high up into the air, trying to give this Ithaca offense an opportunity. Jackie Mirabili at the top of the screen, right in front of the William Smith bench, trying to dribble the ball back into William Smith territory and give this Ithaca offense that's shined all season in opportunity. And Mirabile will fling it out of bounds on the far left corner.
Yeah, that was a good look there by Jacqueline Mirabile to try to send Natalie Descalso, who could have been in the clear, trying to run into the ball and race after for it into the offensive 25. But you're just going to have to do a better job in terms of timing that pass, timing and seeing how much effort you're going to put into that pass so you're not going to fling it out of play and potentially lose a good opportunity for your team to go on the offensive counterattack.
1 minute and 15 seconds remaining in the third quarter as Nicole Fortunato checks back in for Ithaca. And a pass is taken from outside the 25 into the circle by William Smith. Just in front of the net, but Ithaca will take it. That was Kristen Newman, the freshman, with the pass there. And the ball still in Ithaca territory, and William Smith still making an attempt towards the net. It's been back and forth with possession as 34 seconds remain, and this clock is going to keep ticking. William Smith has only seconds, now 25, to get on the board before we head to the final quarter in this one at Higgins Stadium. A fight for the feet. Natalie Descalso takes it, and she'll fling it down the field. 12 seconds left. That one goes out of bounds, so now William Smith will take it back. A big pass by Descalso, trying to switch sides of the field, but the clock will run out, and the buzzer will go off. Through 3 quarters of play between the William Smith Herons and Ithaca Bombers, we are scoreless in a Liberty League semifinal. We talked coming into this one. You've got 2 of the best goalies in the conference, as well as 2 of the most aggressive defenses that take a lot of shots. They're simply aggressive. 2 fast-paced teams, and they've pretty evenly matched each other so far in this one.
Absolutely, and you know, for William Smith, one thing that I loved, and I've said this over and over again, they really clog the open areas. I mean, they'll get 3, 4, 5, 6 bodies in front of every Ithaca player that's trying to take either a free hit or trying to send this one or trying to send one into the circle. I mean, there was this I remember there was one sequence, probably every sequence, where every time Ithaca was just outside the circle, they're trying to send it in. You saw every white shirt in the circle covering every square inch of it, basically. And that is what makes William Smith one of the best defenses in the conference. Their ability to move as much as they can, whether it's defensively or offensively, get their legs going in whatever kind of situation that they need to go on, and that is what makes them one of the best defenses. Now, offensively, if you're Ithaca, you're asking yourself, well, how can we do that? Like I said, you're going to have to use the width of the field. You're going to have to spread yourselves out a bit. Try to use the air a little bit. You can chip it up, try to find someone on the far side, weak side, back door in the circle, just try to smack that one in off the feed from the air. And you know, that's essentially one of the better ways that you're going to have to find the back of the net if you're Ithaca going up against this very strong William Smith team. You know, this is a team that won't give you much time or space. They'll attack you, they'll use all the space that they can, they'll cover as much as they can defensively. So if you're Ithaca, you really need to do a better job using the width of the field. Move the ball. That's another thing. You got to move the ball a little bit more if you're Ithaca as well. Quick ball movement. Find out where everyone is. Mentally, paint the picture in your mind where everyone's going to be. Plan out the next pass. Map out the next move. And pretty soon, you can find a good result.
This Ithaca team, as you said, Rocco, needs to spread out this field. They've had a tough time clearing the ball when they're deep in their own territory. As the fourth quarter kicks off with a high fling of the wrist at the circle in the middle by Fortunato. And the ball will head out of bounds after being hit from the left side of the field to the right. And now Ithaca trying to set something up, passing back and forth between their defenders before William Smith will hit it out of bounds. Ithaca will retain possession. Madeline Goodman swings it to the left in the flat for Elizabeth Pillow. But William Smith will take it back. Still 0-0 with 14 minutes remaining in the Liberty League semifinal. The winner of this game will play either Rochester or Vassar, whoever wins. And as the fourth quarter begins, it's 1-0 Rochester in Rochester. And the winner of this game, if Rochester wins, would go and play Rochester in Rochester, as Natalie Descalso with an opportunity for it in front of the net. Ithaca after a couple of passes, but that ball is hit out. Ithaca still with it right in front of the net and inside of the circle, but unable to make a play on it. Back and forth. Now Pillow passes it to Barry. Back to Descalso, and a foul is called in the circle. They'll give Descalso a shot attempt on that one. And coming out of the net to take it was McCormick.
And deflection there.
A deflection off one stick gets into the hands of Morgan Mullen, who shoots it towards the net, but it goes wide right, and there will not be a play. A diving play by Natalie Descalso on the top of the screen in front of the Ithaca bench. Keeps it in Ithaca ball as William Smith was trying to pass it from left to right. And she stops it, but William Smith will stay with the ball.
Well, that last opportunity that we saw where Descalso was all alone in front, it was a good job there by Kristen McCormick to come off her line and create trouble for Descalso.
Now William Smith has flipped the field, and they have an opportunity on the near side of the circle. It's passed back as Ithaca takes it, and it goes through the legs. A missed play by Elizabeth Pillow. And now it will be Brewer with it as redemption for Pillow, who slings it to the top of the field. Natalie Descalso, a lot of green grass in front of her. She sets herself up, takes a step back, and fires it in front. Morgan Mullen, a play, and it is stopped. Out of net will come McCormick, and she slides in front of Mullen to stop that ball. We've seen that Descalso to Morgan Mullen connection all season. They almost had an opportunity there.
All season this year and all season last year as well, where Descalso was racing for it. She had plenty of space there. She only had one defender on her. She was trying to activate the counterattack. Ball was here rolling on the near side inside the defensive 25 for William Smith. Great through ball into the circle for Mullen, but Mullen even had a stick on it too, just couldn't get enough on it to chip over McCormick.
And now a fight for the ball at midfield, back and forth. Ithaca trying to find some space to open it up. But an opportunity, another one that you can't get back. We've now seen 19 shots, 10 of them coming on goal, and a total of 8 penalty corners in this one. And it's still 0-0. Descalso with a few opportunities so far in this one. And now Ithaca moving right to left, a fight for it in front of the William Smith bench on the far side at the top of the center line. William Smith will fling it up into the air and deep in Ithaca territory where Jackie Mirabili will take it. And Ithaca will hold possession. Still deep in their own territory at their own 25. Mirabili slings it. It'll go out of bounds. And William Smith will have it again. A back and forth game in its entirety. Still 0-0. 10 minutes remaining. And another foul is called despite Madeline Goodman and the Bombers just able to get the ball over midfield. And now William Smith will take it back. And there have been, Rocco, probably 15 possession changes in the last 90 seconds.
A lot more back and forth in this quarter than any other quarter between fouls and just changes in possessions, turnovers. But I mean, I'm looking over at the far side towards the Ithaca bench, and Coach Wahila for Ithaca really is not happy with a lot of the calls that have been going against Ithaca. They feel that
that William Smith has been having more contact on Ithaca, more than they should, and instead it's going in possession of William Smith.
And now both teams getting a little chippy as a couple of fights for the ball, some pushing and shoving. The referee's going to stop and have a quick conversation with a couple of players. But still, now Morgan Mullen with it. Just beyond the 25. Ithaca with another chance, passing towards the top of the field. It's Brianna Lennon on the top left side, and it'll be a foul, and now another free hit for the Bombers. Jackie Mirabili with it for Morgan Mullen in front of the net, but coming out of the net and deflecting it yet again is going to be McCormick. But it remains Ithaca ball for now. Another free hit. Mirabili will set it down, passes it to Goodman, who tries to hit it but doesn't get enough juice on it.
Well, one thing
William Smith will take it.
One thing I liked on that last play, Eli, was Brianna Lennon's vision there and how she found open space for Mullen, rather, I should say, to run into it and try to whack that one on goal. But again, good alert play there by McCormick to come off her line and just kick it out.
We've seen a lot of her coming off her line, coming out of that net, not afraid to. And in a big game like this, you cannot risk anything. We've seen both goalies put their bodies on the line as Ithaca slings it back towards the 25-yard line of the Herons. We've seen a consistent fight for the ball now for the last couple minutes with 7:30 and a little bit of change remaining. We've seen this ball right around midfield for the last couple of minutes. A loud crowd on this Friday afternoon on the South Hill. And playoff atmosphere in the air. Still at midfield. It's a back and forth. Both teams looking for a gap to open up the field. And neither has been successful over these past couple of minutes. A little bit of a... Rocco, we've seen some very aggressive play. It's been one side of the field, the other side of the field, right by the goal. Fast-paced, aggressive. It's starting to slow down a little bit. We've almost hit that dead period of this game. You have just over 6:30 left on the clock. You know it's going to come down to those last couple minutes where you need to get a goal unless you come down to overtime. It's been a little bit of a stalemate.
Absolutely, and you talk about that aggressiveness. Well, absolutely, when you're scoreless in the fourth quarter with just about 6:30 remaining here in regulation, because after regulation, of course, if the result stands, you're going into sudden death overtime. So absolutely, I mean, there's a lot more chippiness, a lot more aggressiveness, a lot more desire and willingness to try to get this ball. Do whatever you can to risk anything that you can do to just get that ball and send it the other way. Let's see what happens here.
Some chippiness and some tiredness too, it appears, from both teams. Some fatigue. Ball still towards the middle of the field and slung towards the top, or the near right side on the bottom, towards the bottom right corner in Ithaca territory. And now an opportunity in front of the net for William Smith. Sophia Patillo trying to make a play towards the net, but it's knocked up from under her stick before she can swing it towards the net. And now on the top right side of the field, a foul is going to be called, so Ithaca will take it back.
Sophia Patillo had a great chance just a couple feet in front of Brandwine. She was able to get it on goal, but Brandwine doing a great job. Such an experienced goalkeeper to kick it away, kick it out of harm's way, and it was later on cleared away out of the circle. So you're seeing a lot more offensive aggressiveness and opportunity for William Smith in this quarter, in the later portion of this quarter, I should say.
4:50 left now. And another pass that will roll out of bounds to the left of the Bomber net. But William Smith and the Herons still fighting, as it'll be a free hit just outside of the shooting circle. As Ithaca will take it. and they'll have some green grass. That's Juliana Valley with some room in front of her. Well, rather not, because it'll be knocked out by Brewer, and William Smith will take it back. Trying to set it up, passing back to their defenders.
Good defensive presence there by Morgan Mullen, just outside of Ithaca's defensive 25, doing a great job to make sure the Herons didn't go any further with that ball. And, you know, when you're such an aggressive playmaker and offensive threat like Morgan Mullen, you know, sometimes you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone, out of your position to do something more than what your job title, your job description tells about it. And, you know, just like that, good job there by Morgan Mullen to send it the other way.
Ithaca with their first opportunity in William Smith possession for the first time in a little bit. With it at midfield is Barry, who hits it on the other side of the 25-yard line, but William Smith will take it back. And yet again, it's going to be Patillo who's with it on the ball, moving towards the Bomber net. 3:15 left, still scoreless, fourth quarter. This one coming down to the wire, just as we expected. A fourth quarter ball game.
Eli, it's actually 2-0 in the Rochester-Vassar game with 10 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. So as it stands right now, it seems as though the winner of this game, whoever that may be, will go on to face Rochester, as looks like Rochester has a good chance of hosting the championship.
And that Rochester team, the only team that the Bombers have lost to in the Liberty League schedule. They lost 1-0 in double overtime on October 21st. And this Bomber team finishing their season with a 14-3 mark and a 6-1 mark in the Liberty League.
Looks like Descalso was taken down as she was trying to establish the counterattack. And they got it back quickly.
Still a back and forth match from either side. These teams doing a lot of running from side to side over the past couple of minutes. With 1:55 remaining. Ball still at midfield. Both teams, neither team has been inside of one another's 25-yard line the past 3 or 4 minutes. Been a stalemate here in every aspect. As a fight for the ball between Pillow and Brewer results in William Smith taking another possession. Still right around midfield. Ball pretty much hasn't left that spot. Both teams looking to clear this ball. Very, very evenly matched offenses, as we've seen in this one. And now Ithaca with their first real opportunity, as they have it inside the 25-yard line. It'll be a free hit on the far left side, just at the 25-yard line, in front of their own bench. Crowd making some noise. It's hit just outside of the circle. And a foul is called, whistle's blown, so William Smith will take it back. Bombers unable to capitalize. Just over 30 seconds left in regulation. Lauren Jackson doing some stalling and making some moves as she passes it back upfield to Patillo. But now the Bombers take it back and pass it towards the near side where Goodman is with it. 11 seconds, 10 seconds. 5 remaining. William Smith takes a deep pass, and regulation will conclude. The buzzer sounds, and Rocco, we are still scoreless. It feels like deja vu all over again. Same thing happened last year in the semifinals, and we're going to overtime.
Going to overtime here at Higgins Stadium, just like last year, where, of course, Descalso had that game winner in overtime in her first year for the Bombers. And, you know, one thing that it'd be nice to see if the Bombers could fix up something that I saw here in the fourth quarter was and not even just the fourth quarter, I would say pretty much the whole game in general was the transition game. I feel like the Bombers have just kind of slowed down a little bit more in transition when they move the ball from their defensive zone to their offensive zone. And, it's one of those things where you're going to have to just move the ball a little bit quickly, try to catch the opposition on the counterattack, see what you can do, try to make things harder for the opposition.
And we're going to swing it to a quick break as both teams will take a little bit of a rest before win or go home. It's overtime. It's a new game, and the season comes down to the line. Ithaca Bombers, William Smith Herons, Liberty League semifinals. We're going to overtime. Keep it right here.
Need some music to listen to while you study on Wednesday nights 11 to 12? Listen to Instrumental Incantation on VIC Radio.
Tune in to hear Industrial Revolution from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. every Thursday. Join me, your host, Vivacia, in exploring the macabre and the caustic avant-garde on VIC Radio.
Do you ever listen to your music on shuffle? Louie Louie is a sonic bouillabaisse of music from all across the sonic landscape. Based here in Ithaca College, tune in to hear me and my friends talk about the music we love. 6 to 8 Friday nights at VIC Radio.
Cool, you got it.
Lights on a school bus come on and the stop sign comes out, you must stop. In New York,
Yeah, but we'll get some time to get Toby settled in. You guys can talk for a little bit.
the stop sign is retracted, or until the driver or a traffic officer signals it is.
Yeah, I'll give you a couple more promos and PSAs. I'll throw to you guys.
It's okay to risk a child's life and pass a stopped school bus. You could face fines or even have your license revoked. Is it really worth it? Always obey the school bus stopping law in your state.
At VIC, the voice of Ithaca College, we prioritize diversity and inclusion. We are working to ensure that more voices are heard. We support and will continue to support the Black Lives Matter movement,
Yeah, you got this.
brutality, and racial injustice. We've heard you. We support you. We must.
You guys good to go? One more.
At VIC, the voice of
And we drew the same one twice. There we go.
inclusion, we are working to ensure that more voices are heard. We support and will continue to support the Black Lives Matter movement and victims of
coming back
and racial injustice. We've heard you. We support you. We must advocate for change. Black Lives Matter.
All right, guys, here's hoping someone can finally score. We are back in 5, 4, 3.
It's win or go home. It is Liberty League playoffs, the semifinals. Ithaca Bombers and William Smith Herons, and it's overtime. A stalemate, nothing, and we're going to overtime. Second year in a row that the Bombers have gone to overtime in the semifinal game with a trip to the Liberty League Championship on the line. And Toby, we've seen some very aggressive offense, some very aggressive goaltending, and both teams have pretty much canceled each other out so far.
Yeah, the entire game shifted in the fourth quarter, especially both teams trading possessions, being really aggressive offensively, trying to get that ball in the net, but neither goaltender was allowing it. We saw Brandwine make a lot of really good saves. On the other side, McCormick, a lot of great saves for the Herons. And yeah, a repeat of last year. That game went to double overtime before Descalso ended it for the Bombers. And this year, no end in sight by how these two teams have played.
No end in sight. We saw the first quarter was dominated by William Smith in terms of the ball was right in front of the Ithaca net the entirety of the time. Offense led it for William Smith. In the second quarter, it was the Bombers right in front of the William Smith net the entirety of that time. We saw 4 shots on goal, a few corners for the Bombers in the second quarter. In the third, relatively back and forth, a lot of time on both. And then that fourth quarter, that ball was at midfield for almost the entire time. We only saw a few shots on goal the whole fourth quarter. These teams very, very evenly matched. We've seen it all season. Their record is indicative. Ithaca 14-3, William Smith 14-4. And now Natalie Descalso will take it at midfield
Descalso been the hero many a times this season. She turns back and will slap it to her defense to try to take a step back and set something up. A fresh start for this Bombers team.
The Bombers 2-2 this season when they have gone to overtime. Only one time, I believe, have they gone into double overtime. That was that Rochester game.
And to bring it up, we talked about Natalie Descalso, that spark plug who made the game-winning goal in double overtime last year. 3 game-winning goals in overtime this year as well. Someone to keep an eye on. The ball at midfield, the Bombers with it, and there's Descalso, who gets tripped up. Let's see if a whistle will be blown. Nothing. It's going to remain Bomber ball. Brianna Lennon with it at the 25-yard line. She'll toss it back to Mira Berry.
Ithaca trying to be aggressive early and take advantage here, and early in overtime maybe catch William Smith flat-footed and off guard.
And a slap shot by Lennon, which catches a little bit too much grass and will stay in front of her. Descalso the intended target. And now William Smith will take the ball back. They'll set the ball up in their own territory. And Jackson with it, who's been the top player on defense, maybe the top player in this game so far. And she swings and hits one way deep into Bomber territory. Now just outside of the circle, making a push towards the circle is Breward. She'll take a step back. She'll push it in front of the net. An opportunity, and that is the game. William Smith. What a play to set it up. They storm the field, and the Bombers season has come to a close. The William Smith Herons are headed to the Liberty League Championship. Just 1:42 into overtime.
And Brandwine dove on that one a little too early. You saw in goal, she went out and tacked that ball. Could not come up with it in the net. Nothing the Bombers could do. And for a second year in a row, the Bombers season ends in heartbreak in overtime at Higgins Stadium. And both times it happened on that left end. And for the Bombers, a tough one for the Herons. They get to go on, and the final whistle has sounded in Rochester, so they will make the journey to Rochester, New York.
It was Lauren Jackson, who we talked about all night as that staple of the defense for William Smith. She takes possession. She hits it all the way downfield where it would have been Breward to make a play on it and pass it just in front of the net. A scrum, Brandwine comes out, and then the ball is knocked in. Libby Maxwell, her first goal of the season, rather her 4th goal of the season, and the 3rd assist for Sophia Patillo. This game, a stalemate throughout the entirety, but then William Smith comes out victorious. 1-0 is the final, and William Smith will head to the Liberty League Championship. Toby, final thoughts before we head to the post-game show.
Valiant fought by the Bombers, but they only had 60 minutes in their tank. They did one final push at the beginning of overtime, but after that one wasn't able to go through. It was all William Smith, and from there, all they had to do was get it in front, and that's what they were able to do.
A historic season for this Bombers team. They finish it 14-4, including this one. A tremendous Liberty League. 8-0 before coming into this one. They were at home. A great group of seniors led by Macy Brandwine, and that will conclude the season for the Bombers. Thank you so much for listening alongside Tobias Zabora and Rocco DeMilo. I'm Eli Fishman. We'll swing in to the post-game show. Thank you so much for keeping it right here.
I forgot to take my meds this morning, but that's okay because this show is basically the
What an ending.
You have a lot of feelings and don't know how to deal with them. Tune in to get the feelings flowing. If therapy drives you, thank you.
Yeah, LeBron just texted me. He was in the bathroom during that. Great call by Fish if he's still on headset. All right.
9 to 10 on VIC. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
Are you guys both there? Nick hasn't made the call on what time we're getting off air yet, so I'm just going to throw to you guys to maximize your time. Yeah, do you guys want one more? All right, yeah, after this one, I'll give you sports bet and I'll count you in.
Everyone gets their start. We've got everything, from snail mail to Black Country New Road, from Faye Webster to Death Grips, and more. Tune in